Hello guys, you're welcome to Scentfarms, and my name is Godsent of Scentfarms. And today's video I'm going to share with you some reasons you want to consider if you want to keep a rabbit. Now first of all, you want to consider keeping a rabbit because of their companionship, for companionship or as a pet. And then secondly, you want to keep a rabbit because of what you can actually do with their fur. Yes, that's their hair. And thirdly, what you can actually do with their hide, which is their skin, or you can call it a leather. And fourthly, you want to consider keeping a rabbit because of what you can actually use their urine to do in your garden. And fifth reasons why you should consider keeping a rabbit is also because of what you can use their poo to do also in your garden. Then the sixth reason you should consider keeping a rabbit is what you can actually do with their meat. And lastly, what you can actually get in terms of finance from keeping a rabbit. Now, I'm going to go into details of all these reasons why you should keep a rabbit, or things that you should consider before keeping a rabbit. Yes, this is our little fellow here. If you have a rabbit or rabbits in your house, in your backyard, in your balcony, or in a farm setup like what I have here, then I guess you've already taken into consideration all these for all these things that I just listed earlier. But if you don't have a rabbit yet, then you want to consider all these things before you go into keeping a rabbit. The first one I'm going to go into the details is going to be keeping a rabbit for the purpose of their fur, what you can actually do with their fur. If you decided to keep rabbits for the purpose of their fur, it might interest you to know that there are certain breeds of rabbits that are actually meant for such purpose. Not all breeds. All breeds of rabbit produces fur, but there are certain ones that are good for such purposes. An example is the Angora rabbit. Now, the Angora rabbit is famously known for its long, silky fur. Also, it have long, silky hair that is highly prized for its softness and luster, and it is often used for a variety of fashion and home goods like your clothing, your hand glove, your duvet, your mattresses, your designer shoes. Those furs, rabbit fur, can actually be used for a variety of things like that. Angora rabbit fur is known to be of high quality luxury fiber that is prized for its ability to hold its shape and resist wrinkling. That is what the Angora fur, the characteristics of the Angora fur, and why it is highly prized amongst every other fur. It is longer than every other rabbit fur. Now, if this might interest you to go into rabbit keeping or rabbit farming, and if it doesn't, then you want to stick around and listen to the second reason that I'm going to explain briefly that might interest you. Now, before we get to the end of the video, trust me, you're going to be interested in keeping our little friend here for one reason or the other. And if this is your first time of visiting this channel, please do well to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified each time we post an interesting topic that helps you take good care of your animal. Guys, the second reason we want to consider before keeping a rabbit or rabbits is going to be for the production. Is going to be because of what you can actually do with their urine. Now, rabbit urine is used as a pesticide and a manure in your garden or in your farm. You can actually use them for such purposes. Now, what your plants actually need is going to be the major ingredients or the major nutrients needed by plants are phosphorus, potassium, and the nitrogen. Yes, that is the major nutrients needed by plants, and these three major nutrients are highly packed in rabbit urine compared to its counterparts, manure like the chicken dung, chicken droppings, and the cow dung and others. So you can actually use your rabbit's urine as a pesticide and also as a manure in your garden and your farm. Secondly, it's very inexpensive. So if you're into farming or you're into horticulture or floriculture, uh, rabbit urine is the best choice of manure or pesticide that you can go for. So if you're having a herd of rabbits, you you're feeding your rabbit, and in return your rabbit is giving you loads and loads of urine that you can use for your garden. So it's a win-win situation keeping a rabbit for such purpose. That is if you're into farming or horticulture or floriculture, as the case may be. Now the third reason you want to consider going into rabbitry or keeping a rabbit is going to be what you can also do with their their droppings, which is their poo. Similar to their urine, their poo is also highly packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It's also easy to come by as well. It's cheap compared to other manure, and it's one of the best manure you can get out there in the market, in the sense that one, it's a cold manure, which means you can apply it directly to your plant or to your crop. That is, from the collection points here, you can just take it directly to your garden and apply it directly. You really do not need to decompose it compared to the chicken droppings and the cow dung that are hot manure. So that is one advantage the rabbit manure has over the others. And secondly, as I'm standing here, I can barely perceive the odor from the rabbit's poo, because of the constituents of their feeding, which is majorly which majorly comprised of dry matter, the hay. You have your rabbit droppings coming firmly and dry, so it really do not give them that offensive, that pungent offensive odor compared to other manure you can get out there. It has little or no smell, so it's not that offensive to human. Then third advantage it has is that due to their effective digestive system and the composition of their feed, there is no room for unwanted seed or seed attached to their poo that can actually constitute an invasive crop in your garden. So that is the third advantage it has over other manure. The fourth reason being that it's an inexpensive manure. So likened to their urine, you're feeding your rabbits. That is the cost. That is your cost of taking care of your rabbit. You're feeding your rabbit, and in return your rabbit is giving you loads and loads of urine and poo that you can use as manure or pesticide in your garden or in your farm. And if you're into farming vegetables, man, this is the best manure you can get out there. It's very good with vegetables like the cabbage, the carrots, the cucumbers, and the tomatoes. Basically any plant, but it's best with vegetables farming. Now, the fourth reason you want to consider keeping a rabbit is going to be for companionship or as a pet. Now, if you are a family or a person that do not have the time to walk a dog, rabbit is the best pet for you. Now, rabbits can be very funny, and they can be silly like a puppy. and also they can be curious and are very independent, just like your cat. So persons who have allergies with dogs and cats do not have those same allergies with rabbits. So rabbit is a very good choice for a pet, and for those persons who have allergies with dogs and who have allergies for dogs and cats. Now, that being said, having a rabbit as a pet is very inexpensive. It doesn't really cost you an arm to have a rabbit as a pet, being that they are very independent. In your absence, probably when you go to work or you go out, your rabbit is going to be doing well and fine in your absence. Your rabbit can actually serve as a security alert, just likened to your dog barking when it perceives or sees an imminent danger. Your rabbit also can also warn you likewise. If you pay keen attention to your rabbit, or if you haven't gotten a rabbit and you want to think of getting a rabbit, let me educate you on rabbit thumping. The rabbit, they thump with their hind legs. That is, they use it to hit the ground, and that is one of their communication skill, to warn their family members that is under the ground. Like we know, their natural habitat is digging under the ground, burrow, having burrows. So they thump to warn their family members that are under the ground and those that are actually above the ground. From quite a distance, you can actually hear the sound of the thumping. It is usually very loud for a small animal like a rabbit. And let me use myself as an example, or let me give you a case study of what I experienced here. If you look behind me, you see my room window. That is my room, and these are my rabbit hutch. Over here as well, you can see the rabbit hutch, and my window is actually there as well. Now, I feed my rabbits at night, and they've become accustomed to the time that I used to feed them. They become accustomed to the time that they see human presence around this vicinity, human presence and the other animal presence around this vicinity. So they become accustomed to that settings. Now, from the time that I go into my house to rest for the night, they already know that they are not expected to see any human or other animal around this vicinity at that time onwards. So once they get to see anything unusual from that time, you hear them thumping. And one of the beauty is that once a particular rabbit starts thumping here, the next one is going to pick it up, and before you know, the whole herds of rabbits are thumping. So even if you are in a very deep sleep, you will definitely hear that thumping, and you wake up to see or check what is probably going wrong, except you having challenges with your ear. Now, on different occasions, I've actually been woken up by my rapid thumping, and when I come out to see what's going on, several times they've woken me up from my sleep with their thumping, the sounds of their thumping. And when I probably spy from my window, I get to see maybe a cat is passing by, that is why they are thumping, or maybe one of the rabbits actually came out of its cage and it's on the floor. So each time they've alerted me with their thumping, I know there's something going unusual. So you can actually benefit that from keeping a rabbit in your home or in your porch. The fifth reason you want to consider keeping a rabbit is going to be for the production of rabbit hide, which can actually be used for a variety of designers, bags, your winter jackets, your wallet, your customized wallet, and also for the production of shoe as well, footwears, and all these handwears, your gloves. So rabbit hides can be used for a variety of clothing, designer clothing, and all that. And then the sixth reason why you want to consider keeping a rabbit is going to be what we have here. Here at Scentfarms, the primary reason why we're keeping rabbits is for the production of meat. Now, like the fur production, where you have the Angora rabbit being the most suitable breed. Okay, okay. Now, where you have the Angora rabbit being the most suitable breed for the production of fur, keeping rabbit for meat, you also have certain breeds that are well suited for such purposes. Now, what I have here is known as the Hyla breed, and it's best is best for meat production, which means I have a high ratio of meat to bone ratio from this particular breed. And there are also breeds that are topping the table for the production of meat as well, like the New Zealand rabbit, the chinchilla rabbit, the palomino rabbit. The list goes on and on as well. So those particular breeds of rabbits are well suited for the production of meat, the generation of meat. Now, the rabbit meat is termed a premium meat because it actually have a very little to no amount of cholesterol in it when compared to its counterparts, the chicken and the beef and all that other meat in the market. And also it has a high, easily digestible amount of protein as well, with little amount of fat. So rabbit meat is one of the healthiest meats you can get out there in the market that you can consume, and your health will thank you for that, especially your heart, because of the low cholesterol it has. And then it is very, very inexpensive as well. Now, keeping of rabbits is not that expensive. So when you consider all these benefits that you can get from keeping a rabbit, you relate it with what you are actually putting into it, you get to know that keeping a rabbit is not as expensive as keeping a chicken or other animals. Now, apart from the formulated feed that you feed your rabbit, which you get from the pet store, you have your grasses, or you have the hay that are around you, then you can actually also feed your rabbit. And also you have your kitchen waste. For example, what I have here, you have your kitchen waste. This is a potato peel. What I'm doing now, I'm just putting it out in the sun so that it can actually wither some of the moisture content in it before I serve it to them. So before I serve it to them. So your kitchen waste as well, your rabbits can also eat your kitchen waste. And then you have your hay, the grasses that are around your environment that you can feed your rabbits with. Those actually act as subsidizing the cost of feeding your rabbit. That is why keeping a rabbit is very, very inexpensive. Though if you're going into the commercial scale, you're going to be finding it difficult to actually be cutting grass to feed your rabbits, or getting the volume of kitchen waste to feed your rabbit. Still, it's still a very, very economical venture that you can go into. Now, the last reason I want to talk about is going to be encompassing the whole aforementioned reasons that I've been explaining ever since, and that is going to be for the generation of income, family income or personal income. Now, if you're thinking of generating income from keeping a rabbit, you want to also consider at least one of the aforementioned reasons that I've been explaining. It's either you want to be selling rabbits as a pet to pet lovers, or you want to be selling rabbits for, you want to be keeping rabbits for the production or the generation of rabbit fur that you can sell to the textile industry so they can use for their finished products. Or you want to be selling, you want to be keeping rabbits for you want to keep rabbits so that you can sell the tanned hide to textile industries as well, that they can be using to produce their leather bags, their leather wallets, their leather shoes, and so on. Or you want to be keeping rabbits just because you want to satisfy the meat market in your locality. So either of all the aforementioned reasons to keep a rabbit is going to be generating income for you and your family if you can practice it on a commercial scale, that is in a larger scale. So when you practice any of them in a commercial scale, it's going to be generating you much and much more income to your family or to your bank account. So and the beauty of it is that you can actually keep raisins, you can actually keep rabbits for more than one of these reasons that I just listed. Now here at Scentfarms, if a person should come up to Scentfarms now and wants a rabbit for pet purpose, we have rabbits that can serve that purpose. We sell them the winners to go and take care of. And if you come, you want a rabbit for meat for consumption, we can also serve that to you. We can also sell that to you. That's here at Scentfarms. But we're thinking of gearing into other aspects. For now, we personally use our rabbit's urine and their poo in our garden to grow our family crops, family food in our garden. That is what we use our rabbit's urine. We've not gone commercial on that scale because you're going to be needing a much more number of rabbits than what you can see here to serve such purposes. Yes, very much number of rabbits. If you've watched till this point, I believe you're actually interested in keeping a rabbit, and I hope either of the aforementioned reasons that I've explained would interest you or would give you the zeal to go into keeping a rabbit. And my name is Godsent of Scentfarms. Stick to this channel. If you've not yet subscribed, please do that right now because we've come to the end of this video. Peace out, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.